What is up, everyone? Welcome back to the trading world. In this video, I'm going to be telling you guys the complete history of arguably one of the biggest beefs in the trading space. And even if you know nothing about trading, hopefully this will still be a entertaining video because some of these tweets where they go back and forth at each other are really actually pretty funny. If you don't know these two, this guy is ICT. He is the guy that created all of these concepts that smart money traders use in their trading, like fair value gaps, order blocks, that kind of stuff. This guy, he was a student of ICT, but eventually started making his own concepts, like candle range theory is one of them. His name is Romeo, and the thing they have in common is they both have incredibly big egos. Guys, it's actually kind of funny because these guys have been going back and forth on Twitter for almost 2 years now, and it's never stopped. This was literally from yesterday, June 20th, 2025. Romeo says 99% of traders will never know what I know and will die unprofitable, wasting their lives learning garbage. And ICT says, I feel bad to pretend you know anything outside of my life's work. 100% of your following is too thick to recognize it. So it's crazy because Romeo actually really used to like ICT a lot. He used to credit him, praise him. Here you can see he says, most of what I do is ICT. Go learn from him from his YouTube channel. All the best, Romeo. So throughout 2023, Romeo has essentially nothing but credit and respect to ICT. But then right starting on January 2nd, this is where things start to get a little bit more heated. Romeo doesn't necessarily say anything bad about ICT, but says you should be an independent thinker, which is something that I would actually agree with. Don't just believe anything because someone else says it. But you can see he posts this meme where he says, but ICT said it, bro. But ICT said it, bro. And basically he's saying be an independent thinker, which, that's a totally reasonable thing to say. But this is the start of a shift of a trend that continues throughout 2024. Then you can see how this starts to unfold even more, where he says, do you know why ICT never teaches turtle soup in depth? Basically hinting like ICT's not telling you everything. Then I think this tweet from January 2024 was the first time there was really any tension between Romeo and ICT. ICT was just asking for book suggestions on self-confidence, and Romeo calls him cheesy for saying toodles. And essentially, ICT doesn't like that. He calls him out. He says, Romeo, join the Robins this year and show us turtle soup. I invite you. Come and get it. And it's not necessarily like there's beef yet, but there's definitely tension building. Romeo says, needs to be more professional than that to attract my attention. I'm a medical professional and a scientist. So if you guys don't know, Romeo claims he's a doctor. I don't know if he is or not, but he claims he's a doctor. And he claims he's a scientist as well as a trader. So whatever that means, but yeah, this is where tension really first starts to build. And then this is where things really start to get funny because his ego really starts developing in early 2024. He's like, I don't like bragging, but the truth must be told. Aside from yours truly, nobody has introduced more innovations into the trading industry since ICT himself. So basically he's talking about himself. And history will remember, blah, 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 Romeo, etc. Don't be on the wrong side of history. So here you can see he's kind of branching off. He's like saying, like, look at me, like, I am the new ICT. I am the new great. But he still has respect for ICT during this time. You can see he says, even though I don't see eye to eye with him on everything, I must be objective. ICT is the most complete, most correct, best way to learn about the charts. Everything else is inferior. So here you can see, once again, giving credit and respect to ICT. This is around March of 2024. Basically saying ICT is the complete truth. But you can see this tension building. ICT is the truth, but Michael puts a lot of unnecessary information, which is fair, right? He does go on lots of rants. ICT himself and ICT mentors want to keep you confused and paying their monthly bills. I looked at ICT, took the good, put away the BS. The result was turtle soup. And so, yeah. So here's where things really start to get fun. Around September 2024, ICT kind of has enough. And I think this is really where the tension really got crazy, because ICT calls Romeo out. If you don't know, Romeo has this theory called candle range theory. Now, I actually think it's pretty cool. A lot of people like it. ICT is not a big fan of it. And he's like, you know what? Don't place my name next to it. And this is where tension really grows really fast. I can tell, you can see Romeo is not super happy about this, right? And so he responds with essentially like, if I do not win the 2017 Robbins FX division, I'm a fraud. I do not know how to trade. If I do, send me cheesecake. And if you guys don't know that, he didn't win the Robbins Cup. So basically taking a stab at him, saying like, yo, you didn't win the Robbins Cup. Like you're a fraud too, is essentially what he's saying. And then this post was deleted. I actually don't know what this said, but ICT responds to Romeo at this time. This was September 2024, basically saying, yo, if what you're saying is true, let's see it in live stream. I'll help you put your eyes on it. I want to see it in live action, and I'm sure everyone else would as well. No better marketing for a mentor. You can talk about how much better it is while you do, which is, a fair thing to say. Like, if you're so confident, why don't you live stream it? And this is where things get real interesting. First, ICT just says, I will bet you 100K that Romeo can't show 1 week that CRT works. Payable bank wire. But I think that inspires him to do something a little crazier, because so then later in the day, this is where things really get interesting, because ICT goes from 100K to $2 million and says, Romeo, if you can live stream and tell us how price will move before it does, I'll give you $2 million. And instead of saying yes, which would have been the complete logical thing to do, he says, you don't have $2 million. And he's basically saying no to $2 million, which is really weird, because I feel like anyone would want to just, if they actually do know how to trade, they would just prove themselves, and they would just do it to get $2 million. And so where things get really funny, because Romeo's trying to make more fun of ICT, saying, did you laugh while writing the algorithm? Are you that delusional to believe the facade that you created? So then ICT says, so that $2 million payday, what's good, Miley? Which is a callback to something in 2015 where Beyonce's on stage and she says, what's good, Miley, to get Miley to start talking. Basically saying like, yo, you're ignoring my question. Are you going to accept this $2 million or not? And yeah, Romeo still ignores him. And so like I was saying, guys, it is kind of weird, because like ICT says here, if Romeo really was saying what he was saying, that he knows how to trade and all this stuff, you would think he would be on this bet right away. It would just make sense that he would just, accept the $2 million. So I am curious what you guys think about this, why he didn't accept the $2 million. But guys, things get a little crazier, because ICT ups it to $4 million. He says, I will give you $4 million to trade live. And Romeo just says $4 million is pocket change. He says $8 million for you to show what I did. Guys, I don't know what Romeo is trying to get out of this, but the easy solution, like I said, is just to, prove yourself. right? But it also, it's interesting because it's like, you could say the same thing about ICT. Why didn't he pass the Robbins Cup? Why didn't he just go win the Robbins Cup, right? And so it's just funny. It's just funny because this is like, this beef goes deep. And you can see Elijah, he says, "I don't know why anyone wouldn't take you up on these offers. Maybe Romeo isn't who he says he is." Anyway, that was it for September 2024. Time moves on. And I wanted to put this in here because I thought it was funny. Name a better trading mentor. Dodgy says Romeo. And then Romeo says agreed. I think that was funny. Then Romeo's like, "Yo, ICT's secretly studying my theory. Candle range theory. He's impressed, as anyone would be. The sophistication of the system I've developed is unquestionable." It's like, I have no words, bro. Like, I just don't understand why Romeo wouldn't accept $4 million just to trade live. My theory is he's traded live in the past, and him messing up would be a complete, damage to his reputation. But I don't know. I think it's hard for anyone to trade live, to be honest. I wonder what you guys think. Let me know what you guys think. Then things get really funny when Romeo's like, "I am the only person on the planet who knows all the secrets of trading. It is my life's mission to pass it on to as many of you as I can. Just pray they don't kill me before that." Then Romeo says, "I am the best thing that happened to trading." This might be the best tweet of the entire video. One is ICT. The other is Romeo. Choose your mentor wisely. So, yeah, I mean, they've been beefing for a long time. September 8th and September 12th, 2024 were pivotal days, and I don't think this is ever going to end, so keep your eye out for this on Twitter. It's free entertainment. So, hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. I'm going to keep trying to make these better and better, and yeah, I thought this would be a fun video to make. I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.